Yes, it pays to have good credit.
You would always want to be on the side of having good credit.
Do you think it pays to have good credit? Welcome to the It Pays to Have Good Credit podcast, where we talk about credit scores, business, finances, and take calls to answer all questions related to those topics. To call in, call 225-243-9700 and press option 1 to join in. It's tax season again, which means every year around this time, we get random people Googling and searching on the internet for a credit repair service. And they're contacting Sturgis Credit Repair, just consulting and asking questions about this weird letter or this form they received in the mail stating that they owe taxes on something that they didn't pay back on their credit. So this form is called a 1099-C, which stands for cancellation of debt. It's nothing to be worried about. You don't have to panic. It literally means if you didn't pay back a bank money that you owed them, then they will write off this debt, forgive you for it, and now the IRS considers this forgiven debt or this charged off debt taxable income. Yes, in America, we get taxed on every little thing. Therefore, again, let's say you have a $10,000 loan and you couldn't repay it. The bank charged it off. They wash their hands with it. They write it off. They cancel the debt. You no longer legally owe this bank. They did you a favor. Well, that $10,000, forgiveness, you have to pay taxes on that. The IRS considers that as a income gain or income that you made because you didn't have to pay it back. So that literally what that stands for. And I tell a lot of people, credit and debt, yes, it goes hand to hand, but it's two separate things. If you go out and go to one of these small used car dealerships, and let's just say, for example, it's one of those buy here, pay here type of in-house financing, cheap used car dealers, then they don't report to credit. So just because it's not reported to your credit, do that mean you no longer have to pay back the loan that you had? No, that doesn't mean it. Let's go even further. If you have a account that is reporting to your credit and you just simply disputed it, which you have the right to, ask for verification. If you see an error that's on there and the credit bureaus for some reason delete it from your credit report, that does not mean you have to, that does not mean you no longer owe the bank this money. So I tell a lot of people debt and credit, yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand, but it's two completely different things. But moving on to the main part of this episode here. Yes, that form you may have gotten in the mail around this time if you didn't pay back a credit card or you didn't pay back a loan, and that particular bank or lender, forgiving you for the debt that you didn't repay, and they pretty much written it off. Yes, you have to pay taxes on it. So normally, it's just a few $100 if it's like $1,000 or $3,000, no big deal. Plus, 9 times out of 10, if you are a W-2 employee, then you're already getting taxes withdrawn out of every single paycheck. So therefore, worst case scenario, you may just get less of your income tax refund, at the beginning of each tax season. So let's say if you get back $1,000 this tax refund season, and this cancellation of debt is like $200 that you have to pay the IRS. Well, you could just pretty much deduct $200 out of your $1,000 tax refund. So if you're a 1099 person who I guess pays yourself as a business owner, or you're just subbed out as contract work and you don't pay taxes throughout the year, and every tax season you have to pay back the taxes that you of the income that you made the previous year, then yeah, that may concern you more because that's more money you have to pay and it's unexpected. So again, 1099-C, cancellation of debt, completely normal, nothing to panic about. It simply just means that the bank that debt was for, they have charged it off, washed their hands with it, written it off, and now the IRS counts that or considers that as taxable income that you made. If you use credit to improve your lifestyle and would like to share your story on the It Pays to Have Good Credit podcast, feel free to reach out to us at info@sturgiscreditrepair.com. Sturgis is spelled S-T-I-R-G-U-S, creditrepair.com.